Jenny. I just woke up extra this morning, man. Shit. Shit, I'm gonna try to stop the drinking, but it's hard, man. So what it, Jenny? I'm always worried at night, man. Actually, it's morning time now. Like being old and alone and stuff, man. I'm suffering mentally, man. Shit. I'm mentally suffering. Shit. I just want things to go back to where it used to be, man. But that's never gonna happen. And I'm getting old and stuff, man. That worries me too. It is not. It is not easy moving around. We gotta work out today again. We gotta work out today. So getting old and long, man. That's what bothers me the most, man. It's like, and then the state market is so competitive. Think about how long it took. I mean, thinking about when the last time I had a woman. This is not healthy for me at all. My mental health has been shot. Yeah, the aging process is not easy. It is not. You right about that. It's like, man, when I come out of this, I don't think I'm gonna be. I don't think I'm a. Um, I don't think I'm gonna heal fast. You know what I'm saying? When I do come out of this situation that I'm in right now, I don't think I'm gonna heal fast. I think it's gonna be a slow process to heal. You feel what I'm saying? I might start having nightmares and shit. Oh God, you know. I should have been had children a long time ago, like 20 years ago, man. It's hard, man, to like have regrets in life. You know what I'm saying? You regret doing this. You regret doing that. You regret not chasing the bag and grabbing that motherfucker and obtaining the bag. You wish you would go back at the time and redo things, but it's already too late, man. It's already too late. Punching bag at the gym, yeah. And we're gonna work out again today. A lot of cardio. A lot of cardio. It's like, man, if I feel like my life, I made all the wrong moves in my younger days. I just wish I had like some smarter people around me when I was younger. You know, I just had a bunch of bad luck, man. It seems like some people just have all the luck in the world, man. You know, their life turned out the way they wanted to life turn out. It's mainly because their parents was helping them and stuff. That's one thing that I didn't have was support from parents and family. I didn't get no support. I got zero support. And you wonder why I hate my parents, even though they dead right now. They deceased. But you wonder why I hated them so much because they never supported me in anything that I did. They was all about themselves. My mother and my father. It was all about themselves, bro. And some people were born, with a silver spoon in their mouth. Some people were born with very good parents that really cared about them and supported them throughout years. I wasn't born with that, bro. I basically had to raise myself. That's why I got into martial arts, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had to raise myself, man. Imagine you being born into a family that don't give a fuck about you, bro. You gonna fuck up, man. You know what I'm saying? You know. And some people might never had the struggle, bro. Like, I wonder what that feels like, where you could just always reach in the bank account and there's millions of dollars, you know, in your pocket. You know what I'm saying, or in the bank. Like, how does that feel to like not go through droughts? Not to struggle with women, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these like rappers like Jay-Z and 50 Cent, they ain't struggling, bro. It just seems like there was a there was a guardian angel that was on their shoulder and guarded them down the right path. When I try to do the same thing, the shit don't turn out right for me, man. You know, it seems like most of us got bad luck. It's like some of us got to work harder and harder so we can get to the situation that they in, where you're not struggling. I tried to be a rapper at one point. I tried to be, in my 20s. I tried to be a music producer. You know, I didn't get that support, man. A lot of that stuff you gotta have support. You know, you feel me? If I had a little bit of support, I would have made it, man. Matter of fact, I know I would have made it if I had some support. You know, fucking parents, man. Like some of you guys, you wonder why you in your situation right now. It's mainly because of your parents, and I'm gonna tell you why before people come around and get butthurt and say, well, you can't blame your parents for your failures in life. I'm like, who fucking raised you though? Who taught you? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times I see some of these leftover women channel, and I hear that some of these women were brought up by their parents taught them how to grind at an early age. You know, soon as they was able to walk and talk, their parents taught them to compete or how to compete. You see what I'm saying? From an early age. Just like, Tiger Woods' dad basically handed him a golf club the moment he can walk or talk. You see what I'm saying? It was just like they came out of the womb with a loving and kind parent that really cared about them. You know what I'm saying? When you gotta, when you come into a house or when you're born into a family that don't give a damn about you, your mom don't care about you, your mama don't care about what you do at school. She don't check up on your grades. You know, um, she don't come and check out your uh, after school activities and shit like that. You was you was you was dealt a bad hand. I don't care what nobody say, man. You know, and it's the worst hand too, man. When I think about it, it's the worst hand that you could get. You know, born into a family where your parents don't give a fuck about you. You see what I'm saying? Not one parent, not even your mother. Your mother don't give a damn about you. Your fucking dad don't give a damn about you. My mother was around, but the only thing she did was keep a roof over your head. You gotta do more than that, man. You gotta be a fucking parent. You can't be just I gave him a roof over his head, that's it. Like, nah, you gotta be a parent too. Go check up on his grades. Or her, him or her, you know. See what he doing after school. Point him in the right direction. You know, point your children in the right direction. Be hard on them, when it comes to schooling and stuff. But motherfuckers don't want to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? They want to have children, but they don't want to be parents. You see, it's hard work being a parent, bro. Because you got to stay on your kid's ass about schooling, about focusing on what they gonna be when they grow up, start making future plans and stuff. They don't want to do that. They want to sit back and just collect checks. You know, some people, like I said, some people who was lucky, man, getting out of poverty is a little bit of hard work and luck. It's not easy, but it can be done. You know, it's just the future is what worries me, man. You know, and then my mental health has been shot to the curve. It's not like he succeed, but like I find it hard to like sometimes to complete a sentence or something, man. Like I talk to myself too much, and I'm putting on weight. I gotta stop drinking. I want to stop drinking badly, but sometimes I just want a few drinks. You know what I'm saying? To ease the the pain that I'm in. I'm in a lot of pain, man. I don't drink until I black out, but I drink until I'm buzzed, like two or three drinks. Just enough to like give me a little bit of buzz. It's not hard to be in a situation sober and shit a lot of the times, man. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna try to stop drinking. I'm gonna try. Keep on trying. I'm gonna start off not having a drink tonight. And what? That's another black pill to parents. We were born, man. It's your parents. You see, it's their job to like point you in the right direction when you're young. So then you got people who still stuck in that mindset, that follows you into your adulthood. You know, if you're not used to like working hard toward a goal, you know, how you gonna learn, like, as an adult, how to be a go-getter and shit like that. That shit is learned at an early age, man. But some people can turn their life around, man, and start chasing the bag. You feel me? You know, he said Rehab Room talks about this topic too. Yeah, it's like, a lot of guys gotta understand your parents is the reason why you're in your situation right now. But it's up to us to turn it around because we can't be in a situation, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. I'm still tired. I couldn't go to sleep. Just up thinking and shit. You know, the best thing a parent can do is provide the child with good looks and money. Yeah, in a great location to be born into. Yeah, but a lot of people gotta understand. I don't care what nobody say, man. If your parents brought you into the world poor and then left you in the world poor with nothing, not even savings or nothing like that. Your parents didn't give a fuck about you, bro. My sister kept saying, Mom, Kiara loved her. She loved her. No, she did not love us. Don't. I'm like, don't even say that because her actions show that she didn't really truly love us, man. And my father too never really cared about us, bro. My father stopped doing shit for us after we turned 10 years old. I mean, after I turned 10 years old. I never received anything from that motherfucker, bro. Not even a birthday card or nothing, bro. Nothing. And he could have sent the birthday card. He could have said, you know what? Let me send my son a birthday card. I know the address, you know. Or he could, if my mom had a problem with him, knowing where we live, he could have sent you somewhere else. But that motherfucker never thought like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't give a damn about us, man. And that's why I hated him so much. I hated my mother, and that's terrible to say something about your mother like that. That you hated your mother and your father. You hated your parents. That's crazy to say, man. That's something crazy to say. But I got my reasons why I hate my parents. You know, they just wasn't there for me, man. Both of them were narcissists, bro. They only thought about themselves. They thought that the world revolved around them. You know what I'm saying? You know, well, while you got a house to live in, your kid is in the streets. That's how crazy it is, bro. and we never got along. My parents, me and my parents, we never got along. When we lived in the same house, bro, like we never got along. My mother, when I lived with her, bro, and I was cooking and cleaning and doing all that stuff for her, we only lasted for like maybe like several months, probably almost a year, what I'm saying, before we couldn't stand each other no more. So, my mom, she kicked me out, so I left, man. About a year later, she died, she passed away, you know, being by herself, being isolated. That's why I say isolation is not good. It's not good for nobody. It's not good to be by yourself throughout your whole entire life. You die prematurely when you do that, when you're by yourself. You know, I mean, look at it. Michael Jackson, Prince. A lot of them dudes was isolated, man. You know what I'm saying? What time is it? Anyway, I'm about to end this live, man. I only got 34% left on my phone. I'm about to leave out of here in about an hour anyway. You know, it's not good to be by yourself. That's why I say get as much money as you can so you won't be by yourself. You know. Kevin Samuels, he was he was by himself too, man. There was nobody around to tell him like, hey man, you know, watch them Red Bulls, don't be drinking so many in one day. Like me, I drink like one rock star. I don't go crazy. I drink one rock star before I work out. And I'm gonna stop doing that at this point. Just start working out on a completely empty stomach. That's what I'm gonna start doing. But you know, those are the cards I was dealt. You know, I was dealt a bad hand. The only thing my mother and father did give me was decent looks. That's about it. That's the only thing they gave me was decent looks. They didn't give me money. They didn't give me a car. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All they knew how to do, man, was be poor. My mother and father. That's all they knew how to do, bro. So how you gonna learn how to be a go-getter coming up when your parents didn't teach you how to grind? It wasn't hard on you at school. No, my mom didn't. She didn't check up on my grades, man. I barely passed and got to high school. You know, and then when I got to high school, then my grades improved. I fucking passed with C's and B's, man, and I had one A. It was in gym. You know, I had C's and B's, bro. I could have got more A's, you know, in my classes if I had good parents. You feel what I'm saying? So when you got a parent that don't give a fuck about you, bro, you're gonna come up fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna come up fucked up. You know. Anyway, you guys have a good day. I gotta end the live because I gotta save some battery on this phone. You guys have a good day, man. You know. I'm out. Peace. You guys have a good day.